What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. We are here at the rooftop, and I wanted to make this video here because I think it's an important video that I think would help a lot of other people here that are thinking about moving to the Philippines, or really in general to a different country. So hopefully this video can help you better understand the different aspects of what you can expect essentially when you move and when you live in a different country. So the first things first, let's talk about the things. I'm going to talk about things that I like and things that I don't like, because there are things that I absolutely love, and then there's just things that I don't. And that's okay, because no matter where you go, no matter what country you move to, it's going to be like that, and it's okay. At the end of the day, I think what really you have to decide is whether or not whatever place you're moving to, whether it's here to the Philippines or Thailand or wherever you go, is does that place give you a feeling inside of happiness? So is it going to make you happy? You know, if it's not going to make you happy, then obviously it's not worth doing the move. Now, before you even attempt to move out of the country to a different country, obviously you want to make sure that you've been there before, right? And that you actually like living there. So that could mean taking a small trip first to the country that you're thinking about moving to and staying there for a month or two, and just seeing whether or not you actually like living there, if you like that type of environment, the culture, and everything else that goes along with actually living in that specific country. So let me tell you a few things. Let me start off with the bad stuff that I don't like about living here, right? There's not a lot, to be honest with you, and I'm just, I'm a normal guy, man. I'm not too picky. I don't need perfection or anything like that. The biggest thing for me and why I moved here is because I honestly got peace. Living in the U.S. is, man, it's just so stressful living there. And you get that from the culture, from, just always being around other people that are constantly doing the same type of like rat race that you're doing. And so it's just so stressful, so anxious, and it's so freaking expensive, honestly, to live there. And it's become very unaffordable to live there. So, I decided, hey, there has to be a better way to live life and to not feel stressed out all the time, to not feel, like you just can't live. And I know I'm not the only one, because it's literally happening all over the country. Here's one thing that I don't like about living here. The first thing is, honestly, the traffic. I talked about it in the previous video. The traffic is pretty bad. You can't see it, but I mean, it's just, man, it's really bad. It's honestly, that's the one thing about living here, is the traffic. So the number one tip that I can give you guys, for any of you guys trying to move here specifically to the Philippines, and let's say you want to live in the city because you don't want to live out in the provinces, is make sure that wherever you're living, that you are close to everything that you need. Make everything walkable is really the biggest thing that I can tell you, is to make sure that everywhere that you go, wherever you decide to stay, that it's walkable from everything that you need, walkable to like a hospital, walkable to a grocery store, walkable to things that you enjoy doing, right? So places around Manila that you can stay that are walkable are places like BGC, Makati, Rockwell. So, I mean, over here is Rockwell. There's Makati. All this over here is Makati. So any of those places there are completely walkable. Over here in this area is BGC. That's all walkable. So what I mean by walkable is everything is walkable to what you need. So you can go to the mall, you can go to the grocery store, you can go to doctor's appointments, you can go barbershops, you can go movie theaters, you can go to different places, and everything is walkable. You don't need a car. That's the first thing. Another place you can see is Eastwood City, Newport City is all walkable. Ortega Central Business District is also walkable. Bridgetown, walkable. So there are a lot of places that are walkable here. It just kind of depends on what kind of vibe you like, you know. So for us, we chose this place specifically because everything is walkable. If we need to, we literally can walk to the hospital, we can walk to the grocery store, we can walk anywhere we need to. Typically, we just take a trike, which is 50 pesos, like $1, to take us there and back, and not a big deal. But definitely a place that's walkable because traffic here is just, man, it's not good. Not the best look here for that. So yeah, so make sure everything's walkable. So that's the first thing, is traffic. Don't like traffic. The second thing that I don't like is if you're going to live here, right? Obviously, you need a bank account, so you can transact, right? Make your life easier in transactions. So the one thing that I've noticed is that if you open up an account, a bank account, let's say with BDO or BPI or any of the major banks here, and let's say you open your account in let's say you were living, let's say, in BGC, and you went to BGC office, you opened up your bank account, and everything was fine. Let's say though that after a year, 2 years, you end up moving outside of BGC to Makati or to Pasay or to just a different area. Okay, if you want to transact with a different branch that's not your branch where you signed up for and you got your account with, very difficult. So what I mean by that is like things that are not like either just depositing, withdrawing money, anything outside of that, honestly, is not going to be good, because they're going to want you to open up an account with that specific branch. So you basically would have to close your account in BGC and then open it up in a different branch. So it's like, I don't know, it's like almost like the branches of the same bank don't talk to each other. So that's one thing I don't like. Not a big deal, again, if you know where you're going to live and you're going to be there for 2 or 3 years and you just want something to deposit, withdraw, may not be a big deal, but to me it's just something that I found that was kind of not cool. But you get around it, it's not that big a deal to me. Third thing that I don't like is going to be doctor's office. Going to a doctor's office. Now, the biggest issue with going to a doctor's office here is, and again, this is my own experience, I'm just comparing it to where I'm coming from, which is America, right? So in America, you typically get a doctor's appointment, say, hey, come in at 9:30, whatever, and then you show up 9:30. So hopefully you can get seen around that appointment time, maybe 15 20 minutes after, whatever, depending on whether it's busy or not, and or whatnot. Over here is a little bit different, because over here they tell everyone to show up at the same time. So essentially, if your appointment is at 10:30 in the morning, they tell everybody, be here at 10:30 in the morning. And then from there, eventually it depends on basically first come first serve, right? So if you show up at 10:30 and there's 10 people that are already there, that means there's 10 people ahead of you, essentially. Which not bad, right? It's okay. So if you want to show up earlier, let's say your appointment's at 10:30, you show up at 10, 9:45 or whatever, just to be like one of the first ones, to get seen, perfectly fine, right? The problem with it is the fact that sometimes the doctors are not there at the appointment time. So you may show up at 10:30 for your appointment, but the office is actually closed. There's nobody there. The doctor's not there yet. Okay. Usually the secretary shows up right at 10:30 or so, but the actual doctor, at least from my experience, is not there right at 10:30. And I've had experiences where I've literally had to wait an hour after the appointment time before the doctor even showed up. Right, so the appointment's at 10:30. Doctor doesn't show up till 11:30. Now, granted, I don't know why the doctor is late. It could be in surgery, could be in. I know a lot of the doctors here go through multiple different offices and stuff like that. So obviously, if with traffic and stuff, it makes it horrible. Obviously, so I don't know if that's it or not, but based on my experience, a lot of times, and you'll see some doctors are better about it than others. But so depending on whether your doctors are one of the ones that are consistently coming in late, then essentially what I do is if the appointment's at 10:30, I don't show up till 11:30. And that way I don't have to wait there for an hour in case he didn't show up for that day, late for that particular day. So that's kind of a way that I've kind of, figured out, okay, well, I don't want to sit there for 2 or 3 hours, and that's something that I had to learn because obviously I want to be seen and, I didn't know how everything operated and stuff like that. So, but now, being here for 3 years, you kind of get used to, how things work. And so, yeah, so now if I have an appointment at 10:30, I show up at 11:30 or even 12. And, by the time I get there, there's only like 5 people or maybe 3 people. Or I've had it to where I show up and literally I'm next in line. So it allows me to still get work done if I need to, because obviously I work, online, and still be able to see and kind of oversees that issue. But when you first get here, definitely learn the different characteristics of whatever doctor you're seeing, and that way you can kind of avoid that scenario. A cool thing about doctors here, though, is that every doctor that I've seen has been amazing, super nice, friendly, answered all my questions. There's no kind of like sense of like I need to hurry up because I need to have another, patient to see or anything like that. Nothing like that at all. All the doctors that I've seen, even the ones that show up late, are the nicest doctors, and they take their time, sit down, explain everything to me. I ask them all the questions that I want. They sit there, answer all the questions, make sure that I understand what they're telling me and stuff like that. So that amazing. Another thing that I love is, speaking about doctors, is the fact that in the U.S., the biggest scam in the U.S. is insurance. It's health insurance. Biggest freaking scam over there. And so they make you go through a whole hoop of things to go see a specialist, right? So if you go to your regular doctor in the US and they say, hey, you need to go see a cardiologist to get tests done and whatever the case may be, right? Over in the US, you have to get referrals, right? So you have to go see the doctor first, pay them to get a referral to go see over there. It's just a whole big mess. Over here, I love the fact that if you need to go see a cardiologist, You literally go see a cardiologist. You don't need to see any other doctors. You don't need to get referrals or any of that stuff. You literally just go see the doctor, whatever doctor it is. Doesn't matter what specialty they are or anything like that. You literally just go and see that specific doctor. That I absolutely love. Another thing that I love, speaking about just, you know, medical and stuff like that, is the fact that when you get a prescription here, okay, you go to your pharmacy and you hand them the script and they literally give you the prescription right then and there. There is no waiting. In America, you give them the prescription, then they tell you, oh, come back at 5:30 or whatever, 8 hours or whatnot. Over here, it ain't like that. You give them the prescription, and right away, within 2 minutes, they give you the medicine, and that's it. And over here, they sell, pretty cool. They sell all the pills that you would normally get. Like, let's say in America, if you have a headache, you'd buy, a bottle of aspirin or ibuprofen or Tylenol, whatever. Here, you can actually just buy it by the pill. So they have everything is all individually packaged. So you don't have to buy a whole bottle of Advil, right, for one headache. You could just buy your 2 pills, 3 pills, 4 pills, and that's it. So huge cost savings in that aspect, that you just buy what you need. You don't need to buy a whole bottle of aspirin or ibuprofen or whatever if you have a headache. So these are all things that I love. There are things that I don't like. I've kind of talked about those. There's honestly not a lot of other things that I can say living here for the last 3 years with my family that I don't like. Those are the 3 main things. Other than that, honestly, everything else is just fine. Everything else I love. I love everything else. I love the culture. So everybody's just very laid back, just relaxed, and I don't know, man. I just enjoy it here. We enjoy it here as a family. So just a quick video, guys. Just sharing with you guys the quick things off the top of my head that I know you should pay attention to, or something that, if you're coming here for medical reasons or anything like that, things to be aware of. But I mean, honestly, once you get here, once you start to talk to the people, once you spend time here in the city and you go down and you literally just talk to the people, hang out with the people, I mean, it's amazing. And absolutely love living here. That's why I moved here. But I hope it helped you guys if you guys are thinking about coming over. Let me know in the comments if you have any other questions. But until the next video, man, enjoy the view, guys, of Manila. It is absolutely beautiful, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.